So there's more talk now as the White House has called for the disclosure, or at least the release of documents of UAPs. Get tidbits of that information, like kind of here and there. So one of the things that I was always curious about, because the vice president had said that he was very interested in the topic, and I always bring up whoever the guy was, kind of goofing and laughing and not taking it serious, but he said he was interested in it, and I always thought, like, if he wants to take it serious and he wants to look at it, why aren't people knocking on his door and saying, "Hey, help us bring this up the ladder even more, and let's figure it out"? But they didn't have to do that, because with Obama saying what he did and then Trump following it up, we're getting potential information, more movement on it. So Vance was asked about it again recently, and he asked also what he thought it was. So his answer was interesting, but not uncommon from a lot of people on a certain wavelength of what they think these things are. So let's take a look, or listen rather. Thank you to UAP James for posting this particular clip. Let's listen to what Vance said. Here you go.
You going to release all the UFO files?
We're working on it. It's funny. When I came in, I was obsessed with the UFO files. And then you start getting really busy worrying about the economy and national security and things like that. But I've still got 3 more years as vice president. I will get to the bottom of the UFO files.
Okay. Have you peeked? Have you done a peek?
Have I what?
Have you done a peek? Have you
So I actually haven't. I have
full
not.
Independence Day.
I have. I have not been able to spend enough time on this to really understand it. Yeah. But I am going to. Trust me. I'm obsessed with this. I've already had a couple of times where I'm like, all right, we're going to Area 51. We're going out to New Mexico. We're going to sort of get to the bottom of this. And then the timing of the trip just didn't work out. But trust me, anybody who's curious about this, I'm more curious than anybody. And I've got 3 years of the very, very tippy top of the classification. I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
Okay. So you haven't been to Area 51 yet?
Not yet.
Some people say they keep the UFOs in Ohio.
Hangar 18, Hangar 18, right?
I've
heard that as well. But I don't know. I haven't looked into it yet.
Okay. All right. Well, we're waiting for it. We saw aliens.gov.
You know me.
We saw aliens.gov.
I don't think they're aliens. I think they're demons anyway, but that's a longer discussion.
Well, I can't let you go without a follow-up on that, because Barack Obama is on this podcast and he goes, "Yeah, aliens are real, but like, here's where they're not." And
I did not.
And so Obama says, yes, aliens. He gets asked point blank, "Are aliens real?" He said, "Oh yeah," and then he goes, "But they're not at Area 51." And
where are they?
Well, that's what he says. Okay. Right. That's a great question. Trump had to go save him, and he said he's going to declassify. Okay. So you think they're demons?
Well, look, I think that celestial beings who fly around, who do weird things to people, I think that the desire to describe everything celestial, everything is otherworldly, to describe it as aliens. I mean, every great world religion, including Christianity, the one that I believe in, has understood that there are weird things out there, and there are things that are very difficult to explain. And I naturally go, when I hear about sort of extra natural phenomenon, that's where I go to, is the Christian understanding that, there's a lot of good out there, but there's also some evil out there. And I think that one of the devil's great tricks is to convince people he never existed.
Quoting the usual suspects. So there's a lot there. There's a lot of stuff that I go, And the first part is, okay, I'm more obsessed with this than anybody. I'm more interested in this than anybody. Well, that's certainly not the case, because if you were really interested in it, hearing about Obama talking about aliens being real on that podcast wouldn't be the first time you're hearing about it in that interview. If you were, the fact that was coming out, and the fact that the reason why, Trump was asked about these things, what kind of communication we have in there, that's part one. So when it comes to, and I understand, there's a lot of other things that you're going to be concerned with when you're in that position, in both the vice president and the president, that you're going to have to put enough time into other things to say, okay, I was really obsessed with going here and I wanted to get to the bottom of it, but other things got in the way. I understand that, but to have constant communication when you have this task force, and the majority of the task force, or at least the higher up, are Republicans, you would assume, at least I would, and it's one of the questions, Look, I've tried 1,000 times, and it looked like I was going back and forth with Burleson to get him on the show, and then they were coordinating, we were having a time, and then I don't want to say I got ghosted, but other things started popping up, and he's doing other stuff. Whoever's out there interviewing him, please ask this question. If Vice President Vance has shown such an interest, has he been approached by the task force? Have there been things in discussion? Because for me, if he's sitting there talking about this, about all these things, about there's other things going on. Yeah, I know, but you have a task force. So what are they doing? Well, I don't know. I haven't been to Roswell. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on. So I don't know. But what does the task force say? What it's still kind of like, I'm so curious, with a laugh and a giggle and a fart, and it's like, well, wait, but there's more to it now that they've announced this. Do you know if you're in the number 2 position, how do you not know that one of the main reasons that Trump addressed that Obama quote and made a big quote about it, saying he shouldn't have released that information, he shouldn't have said that, it was classified stuff. He didn't even know about it, that he was on the podcast, didn't even know that he said this. He doesn't, and when he said, oh, well, if they're not there, Barack, then where are they? You haven't heard the stuff about Lockheed Martin? How into it are you really? So, I love those. I love the Yankees. Who's the coach? Oh, I don't know. Who plays first base? I'm not sure, but I like watching them. I don't not believe you, but like it's like, how much do you really know? And if you're in that position, you should know all of it. Doesn't mean you have to be involved in it every day, but you should be informed on it, and you should know at least those types of information. Those are little tidbits of things about Lockheed Martin. What about these things? What about that? The interviewer, however, did a good job in the aliens.gov, I saw you try to sneak that in there or just try to get an answer out of it, and Vance was kind of talking over it. He didn't go back to it. I get it. And then when he said, I don't think that they're aliens, I think that they're demons, he didn't just let it go. He said, I got to ask you a follow-up there. Hold on a second. That's how they got into the whole Obama side of it. But he's not the first one, Vance, not the first one to say that he thinks that it's demons. There's been tons of people who think that. And there's tons of people that in the comment section of this channel that have said that many times to me, that they believe that is demons. It could also be an interpretation of both. It could also be things that were seen thousands of years ago, hundreds of years ago, that believed, oh, that's what that is. There must be demons. There must be this. His interpretation of demons and wanting to do bad and that stuff too, we don't know that. We don't know if these things want to do bad. I don't personally see demons. I told you, my belief is the interdimensional thing. I think that's with quantum physics makes the most sense scientifically to me. But there is a religious aspect to this that a lot of people, especially it seems like a lot of people in Christianity and stuff, believe that that's associated with it. And I don't know what it is and it isn't. I don't know. But the interview did a good job of following that up, and he's got his ideas, Vance, of what these things are. So it seems as if he wants to do, and he said, I got more time. I am just always baffled, and I've said this a million times over. To me, if I was in either position, vice president, president, I would be looking into this all of the time and have as much information as possible, because it is, unless they already do, right? Unless he's just a good actor. I don't believe that he is, but to me, it's like, how is this not the most important thing? If it is indeed demons, if it is indeed aliens, if it is indeed technology from the future that was able to be interdimensional, whatever it might be, proving that we don't have a complete understanding of it, and we could have more of an understanding with more research and if more people knew about it. How is that not a priority? If, some schmuck like me, do I necessarily need to know about it? I mean, personally, selfishly, yeah, I do. But also, for other really great minds out there, other scientists who maybe just kind of laugh this thing off and don't think that it's real, think that it's farce, think that it's stigma, other people who could really lend an opinion, and not just from the States, from all over the world. Shouldn't they know? Shouldn't we let more people in on this? If whatever information that we have? The problem is that has been compared many times over to the space race and all that. And unfortunately, we're competing with other people because we don't have it in us as human beings to work together. Never have. And that's kind of the major issue. So what do you make of this interview in general? What do you make of what Vance said? What do you make of what Vance said about the demon side of it? The fact that he's really, really obsessed with it. He's going to find out he's got more time to do it. He's got another 3 years to really dive into it. So it's okay if you not do it now. What say you? Put your thoughts in there. Let me know. Do you think this is a good interview? And the fact, like, yeah, at least he's interested and he's getting to the bottom of it. He has bigger fish to fry. Put your thoughts in there. Let me know. Thank you for being here as always. Make sure you click like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate it. See you on the flip side. Bye. All right. So if you've been following my journey, I've been really hitting the gym for the last year or so and making sure, as I get older, that I'm doing things right. And I was feeling the change as I was getting older, and everything that was easy beforehand, it just wasn't anymore. I don't really talk about it a lot, but I guess I should talk about it now. I think it started to really hit me about 5 years ago. And now, even as I was starting to work out, I could feel it. No matter if I was eating well or whatever, I felt like sometimes I was just kind of, slugging along. And nobody really tells you about it as you get older. One day you're crushing it. Next day you're wondering why everything feels twice as hard. And I think some people your testosterone, it lowers as you get older. Here's the thing. Most men start losing testosterone around age 30, about 1% every year after that. So when the new year hit this year, I was like, wait a minute. I got to feel energized again. I don't want to feel worn down. I got this pilot coming up. I want to really hit these things hard. So I keep it simple, and I'm doing something natural that supports my body where I need it. And that was why I was excited to hear about Mars Men. What is it? It helps your body unlock usable testosterone so you can feel like yourself again. Because what I learned about it was that your body makes testosterone, but a lot of it gets locked up and it can't be used. And there's a protein called SHBG. It basically handcuffs your testosterone. Even if your body's making it, SHBG locks it up. You can't access it. It's like having money in the bank, but your debit card is not working. So Mars Men is designed to help free lock testosterone so your body can actually use it. There's no synthetics. There's no needles, just real ingredients that help optimize energy, focus, and strength. What's great about it is there's now stronger physical performance, fast recovery from the gym, more consistent, natural energy. It's not like drinking a cup of coffee. It's a steadier sense of drive throughout the day. Supports healthy T levels, energy, stamina. 8 natural clinically dosed ingredients, made in the USA, and it's third-party tested. There's a 90-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk with that. So the worst case is you don't like it, and you get your money back. But over 91% of users report higher energy levels. Thousands of guys are feeling incredible results. Just check out the reviews on the website and go check it out yourself. For a limited time, our listeners get 50% off for life, plus free shipping, 3 free gifts at mengotomars.com. Perfect way to kick off the new year strong. That's mengotomars.com. You get 50% off and 3 free gifts at the checkout. So you're going to purchase, and then they're going to say, hey, where'd you hear about us? You got to support our show, and you got to tell them that we sent you. Go check it out. Mars Men.